How are we doing, folks? Been a while since we uploaded anything on the channel. Just decided we'll try something a wee bit different than the usual. We've been playing a new game called TEW 2020, which is basically, to simplify it if you don't know what it is just Football Manager but for wrestling. So been playing about with that. I kind of got a wee shot of it just to kind of get used to how the game works. Still a noob, to be honest, so it's just going to be learning as we go. But we've come up with a scenario. Basically, we're going to start from local to global, just try and go really from the bottom to the top. Insignificant company, and just try and take them to the very top. So we'll start off the first episode. We'll just go through what the setup's like and how the company looks, and we might squeeze in some signings on maybe the first event. All right, folks. Cheers. Right, so here we've got the starting page. What we'll do first of all is I think we'll just go through some of the stuff about the company. Not that there's much to tell because, as I said earlier on, we are starting from scratch. So we've got no wrestlers on the roster. We'll start the important stuff. We'll go to the roster. It's just myself on there. I've not put myself in as an on-screen personality at all. So I want to try and keep it a wee bit realistic if we can. We can look at the product there. We're looking for classic balance. I just went with something kind of balanced. Didn't want to go with anything. Let's turn that off, actually. We didn't want to go with anything that was too restrictive for it. So I'm not sure what direction we'll take the company in. We might go sports entertainment down the line. We might change it to something else. The logo we made through AI. We actually did the titles through AI as well. We'll get to that in a wee second. So we've got an event. Basically, we've put in, let's check the events out. We've put in 12 events. So this one I need to change actually because I accidentally put the same date in for both of them. So that's to be May. Let's quickly change that to May. So we've got one a month we'll run. Let's look at getting a broadcaster in for it. We'll not be able to get much in the way of broadcasting, considering, we've got Facebook or YouTube. I think we'll go YouTube only because, the reach is the same, but realistically more people watch YouTube, don't they? So let's just see. YouTube, new deal for events. They'll only give us 3-month deals, which is fine. The good thing with the YouTube deal is you can keep 100% of the revenue split. So they're not want to give us, minimum quality expected 12. We'll manage to beat that anyway. I did run a wee test just to make sure we weren't losing too much. I played a month basically, made sure we didn't lose too much money, because then the game would be pretty short, the season would be pretty short. So we'll go back in. So I put 70 grand in the bank. We're going to basically try and turn them a profit as soon as possible. But I put 70 grand in so we can have a bit of leeway with a few months of losing money, because it will take us a bit of time before we get like decent TV deals and stuff, or even any kind of TV deal really. If we look at the company wars, where is it? You can see we are literally the smallest company. We're set as insignificant. We're going to try and, the first goal, obviously, to get to tiny, get to small, but we want to make it as the biggest UK company, which should probably be, forgive me if I get this wrong, because I'm not massively, ECW's in this, by the way, because I had another created database in it. I'm not massively big on other wrestling companies, but I think, is Progress a British one? Southern England. So Progress, we want to be bigger than Progress, and then we'll kind of work our way to try and get into America as well. So nobody on the roster, no storylines. We did some AI titles. Let's go over that. So we've got a Scottish champion. That's going to be restricted just for Scottish guys or girls. We've got a women's champion on its own, but we'll keep the Scottish one for pretty much when we get big enough. We'll do a world champion, which is winnable by everybody, basically, including like American guys, like special guests and stuff. All times we want to keep a Scottish champion. So the idea is we'll build a great roster, but we'll keep some core Scottish people in there as well. Tag team champions, yep. I mean, AI belts are just next level, honestly. They're so good. We've got a women's champion title and we've got a world champion. We've all had the European title. I must have forgot to build it up, but we'll do a European title as well, where it's only European guys, again, that can fight for it. So you're talking about like guys from like Germany, Italy, Finland, all that kind of stuff. Just so the idea is we're going to have some storylines running with Scottish guys, and we're going to have like continental feuds and stuff like that going on, just to try and keep it interesting and do something a wee bit different. Nothing on the creative at all because we don't have anybody on the roster. No announcers, nothing at all, except myself, but I'll not be doing that. Finance, yeah, as you can see, I was just starting from the very scratch. So I pretty much, size was small. We need to get to 17 to become tiny. So we need to get, basically what we need to do is just put on the best events possible. It may be a bit of a slog at first because we've got one event a month, so we're just kind of waiting for that to roll through. But pretty much that is it. There's nothing really to talk about. Let's take, no drugs, no alcohol, because I've not had problems with that, but I've read online that folk are having issues with people being drunk for their matches and stuff. So yeah, there's that. Otherwise, what we'll pretty much do is we'll go away, we'll sign some referees, we'll sign some guys for the roster and girls for the roster, and then we'll come back and go through the roster, just kind of what kind of split we've got. Okay, let's have a look at the roster. So I skipped a few days in game and I've signed quite a healthy size roster. What I reckon is if we're doing shows that are about 2 hours, you probably need a good amount of superstars on it just to fill the gaps with the matches. So we've got Adam Shea. Pretty much the way I went with it is basically most of these people are Scottish. At the very least, they're based in Scotland if they're not Scottish. For no reason other than it will save us money in the travel expenses, getting guys to the shows and stuff. So we've got Adam Shame, 42-year-old brawler, average brawling. It's not very great at the kind of basics and the selling and stuff, but it'll do. Did sign a few ladies just so we can try and keep a balance. We've got Anastasia, so I'm pretty sure she's worked for ICW before. Decent brawler, good technical, or decent technical. It's hard to see because I play with this kind of attribute masking thing on, so I can't really see how good somebody is, but pretty much for what the kind of shows that we're churning out, if we're needing to be over 12 to put on a good show, or over 17 to get to level 17 in the popularity wise, then as long as we're putting matches on 20 that 30 rated, we're absolutely fine. Billy Kirkwood, he's a commentator. He will be the announcer, the regular announcer. He can do colour as well, but in terms of colour, I got a guy called Mark Monroe. I don't know if this is his photo. This is the only photo I could find when I was searching this name, but really good charisma, microphone acting, and decent colour commentary. For this level, if you've played the game before, you'll know the difference that having decent commentary team actually makes to a match. It can give you a few extra points on the match. So Chris Renfrew, pretty over in Scotland, well known. Average brawler, average hardcore. We will try and do a bit of hardcore matches at some point, but probably down the line. Kind of decent at the base. He's just like a kind of decent all-round kind of wrestler there. Craig Anthony, 26-year-old from Glasgow. Good technical. Very good at the basics, selling, consistency, safety, that kind of stuff. Athleticism. Is he stamina? Stamina's good as well. So he could potentially have these kind of long technical battles. Davey Blaze, decent brawler. Again, Good ring psychology, which is good. Good at the basics, selling, consistency, stamina, that kind of thing. So he's quite over in Scotland as well. Craig Anthony's not very over. Debbie Dahmer, she's probably, I think she's Denise in ICW. She's in as well. Again, decent brawler, decent technical, maybe decent on the mic. Kind of good basics and stuff, except for the power there. Dennis Law's just a referee. Dickie Divers, another brawler / technical wrestler. Decent charisma, good basics, that kind of stuff. He's pretty much across the board, just a average worker. Drew Parker's a road agent. So the ones that we did get that are based outside Scotland are pretty much road agents, just because you'll lose a lot of points in your matches if your road agents are poor. So we've tried to keep them kind of decent. Eddie Roberts is a referee again, ICW, just decent refereeing. A lot of people, I think, don't sign referees when they start this low, but what you get scored negatively if you use special guest refs in every match. So kind of takes away from your score. Grado, because have to sign Grado, don't you? Probably not signed them for a wrestling role, although they can have a match. But what I've done, as you can see here, is he's going to be the authority figure. So very over in Scotland. He's got a 30. Pretty much we'll use him. Good, he's really good charisma, microphone, acting, that kind of stuff. So we can use him as the authority figure, and it means that when he needs to take a beat down or a bump for some storyline, he'll sell it really well. So, and it's quite cheap. He was only like 30 or 40 per show. I think he's on 30 at the minute. Yeah, $30 per show, so easy. Joki, she is an Italian wrestler based in Scotland. She's kind of decent. She got good basics there. Decent brawling, decent technical, decent aerial, good flashiness. So she worked pretty well. Kenny Williams, again over in Scotland. High flyer, he's kind of average high flyer technical. Kez Evans, a really good brawler. Great at the basics, selling, consistency. He's only 29, so he's got a good few years in him. Good brawling, decent technical, good or decent ring psychology, charisma, microphone, acting, all good as well. He's probably looking like when we get his popularity up, probably like the champion. Kieran Kelly, who is a high flyer, says regular wrestler, but his strengths here are kind of flashiness and aerial. He's not great at the old psychology, not great in the mic at all. Decent at the kind of basics, you can see there. Krieger is a good technical babyface, good at the old basics there as well. Not great for the charisma, microphone, acting. Lewis Govins, another high flyer, he's good technical as well. So he's pretty much, how would you say it? Maybe he's like a all-round wrestler, maybe. Not great at the brawling, but you would use him for technical matches. You can use him for aerial matches. So good charisma and stuff as well. So that always helps. Leighton Buzzard has generated some really good stats here. He's like really good technical. Looks like he could be great in the aerial and flashiness. Good on the charisma. Good at the basics and stuff as well. So he's looking good. Liu King Sharp, good technical. Good basics and stuff like that as well. Charisma, microphone, decent. I'd need to kind of test him out and see how he goes. Madman Manson is just a road agent. He has actually got good skills for a brawler, but he only wants to be a road agent, and road agents are going to get you the scores. So Mark Monroe's we covered already. And Mikey Whiplash, really good technical, good hardcore, good ring psychology, good at the kind of basics and selling and stuff. So yeah, very over in Scotland as well, so he'll get some good points on the matches just basically off that alone. Miles Kamen, English wrestler based in Scotland, high flying beast, by the looks of it. So he will be very, very good and get some good match ratings. Good for the technical as well. So I'm expecting some good car crash kind of matches out of him. Ravy Davey, who is, I think he's an ICW at the minute. I'm not too familiar with it, but with the Scottish wrestling scene at the minute, but it's got good technical, decent psychology, charisma is really good as well, and good at the basics as well. So, yep, He's not very over, but probably can get him there at some point. Robbie Wishart, again, another aerial flashiness, good, technical, decent, but he'll be a good high flyer for us. Shelley Starr, couldn't get a picture of her. Decent wrestler. To be honest, the stats or the skills generated weren't great, really, on the ladies wrestlers, that ones that aren't signed with WWE anyway. So just myself, obviously, and Stevie James have signed him. He's currently with ICW as well. I did check ICW's schedule, and we don't cross over with them at all, so we can sign guys that are working with ICW. But good technical, good ring psychology, good at the selling, basics, consistency, all that kind of stuff. And then the last one, we've got Super Santos Jr. Good brawler, based in Scotland, English chap, but not very well known here. But I mean, he's got a good skills, so he'll get his overness up nice and quickly. I'd just like to have a quick look at the shot list that we came up with. So what I did with the shot list is, let's just reset that, is I added all the Scottish folk in, Scottish people who are maybe like based in England and not even England, but like the US and stuff like that, Drew Galloway, that kind of thing. Like, these are obviously the dream to sign these kind of guys. I mean, I don't see Drew leaving WWE anytime soon, but in the event we keep him shortlisted, it means we get a news notification when he does. It means we can get him signed up. What you'll notice is I've also added a few well-known people based or American people. This is for the global conflict show, because what we want to do with that is we want to have like worldwide wrestlers coming into that, because that's the global conflict. So we want to try and use a few guys from like Europe, a few guys from US, that kind of stuff. So Bill Dundee, because Bill Dundee, he'd be an excellent road agent, to be fair, but he's still based in England, US. So, but yeah, just a couple of folk. I mean, a few Spanish people. Just again, yeah, just looking at people that like Italian and stuff, because we're going to bring in a European title at some point as well. The European title is obviously going to be somebody European. Jack Gallagher, previously WWE fame. Jack Morris is a Scottish wrestler, but he's actually based in Japan. So maybe when his deal runs out with Noah, he'll move back to the UK. We can get him signed up because he looks epic. James Storm, because James Storm. Just, yeah, a couple of like either Scottish guys, Joe Coffey, Joe Hendry, that kind of stuff. We would really like to sign them if they become free agents, so we can get them back over. Kaylee Ray, so you get the gist of it. So basically, it's just full of high skilled people that are over in Scotland. Michael Elgin, stuff like that. Noam Dar, that we can bring in if we need to. Not use too many of them because they tend to be quite expensive, and we don't want it to absolutely annihilate the budget that we've got, because we will lose money for the first couple of months, maybe the first year, to be honest. But it is all about getting this up to 17 first and foremost. Pretty much, I don't see us making any difference, any changes. We've set up the announce team. I don't see us making any changes at all between now and the first show. I don't think there's much else we can actually show. I'm not sure what that means, so we'll leave that off. But yeah, there's not really anything else. We're quite a small place. We'll just look to build it up. Backstage is decent. Right, so Jokey can't speak English, so that'll be a struggle. I'm not sure. I've not played enough of this game to know that if they play it long, if they go long enough here, they'll learn English. But yeah, pretty much. I don't see, unless somebody on the shortlist becomes a free agent and they're worth bringing in, then I don't see us doing anything before the next show. So the next show I've got is, this will be March, so it'll be Let It Roar. Final week in March. In fact, I will change the Christmas one. I don't know if it makes a difference in game, but I think if you have one too close to Christmas and New Year, it might hit on the attendance. So just to give you a kind of rundown of the events as well while we're here. Hogmanay Heat, it's what we call the New Year in Scotland. It's Hogmanay. Pretty standard. Royal Rammy will be our version of the Royal Rumble, but it'll be like a battle royale type thing. Let It Roar was just the one suggested by the game. Postal Mania is our big event yearly. Postal's an area of Glasgow. It fits in quite well with the Mania idea. Highland Havoc. With this show, we'll try and have that up north, like Aberdeen or something like that. Glory in Glasgow, of course, that'll just be a Glasgow show. Clash on the Clyde. War for the North, we'll have that up north as well. Maybe like Inverness, Aberdeen or whatever. Depends on what kind of venues we've got. And Epic in Edinburgh. Again, self-explanatory, it's a show we'll have in Edinburgh. Global Conflict is one that we'll try and have a lot of European, some European, some American folk involved in the show as well. I've set that for later in the year, so we've got a few months to see if any comes available or if we can actually afford it. Buck Fastlane is a play on Buckfast, which is a popular alcoholic drink in Scotland, and Fastlane, WWE Fastlane. And then just Christmas Chaos, which is just the Christmas show. We're doing them for 2 hours, and we'll just kind of run them through that. So the first one we'll start with is Let It Roar. That'll be the end of the week. What we'll do is we'll probably just sim the way through to that, and then we'll just come back. And what we'll do is I think I'll actually record the full booking and then the results of the shows. The reason for that is that when we're only doing one show a month, it'll be few and far between. We'll be waiting ages before, like if I did just the results, it would be a very short video. So what we'll do is we'll go to the show, then I'll explain some stuff we'll set up for the show, explain the way that we'll set up the booking, and then we'll just take it from there.